So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to this amazing channel named Geeks for Geek School. So, today we are going to learn about flex sensor. Yes, it is another type of sensor which is available on Tinkercad platform. And today we are going to see in this tutorial how can we use it on Tinkercad. Right. But before that, I would like to show you something. It's a course which I would like to tell you about, which we have come up with. So that it's a course based on mobile application development. Now, how you can get the details of this course which we have come up with? So what you can do, you can open your browser, and on your browser you can simply access this web page we have created for you guys, in which you on which you can find all the information related to this course. So let me tell you the URL of this web page. Just give me a short moment. And for your information, let me tell you, the URL of this web page is also mentioned in the description section. So if you guys want, you can check the description section, and you'll find over there this URL, practice.geeks4geeks.org/courses/appla. Right, so it will redirect you to this amazing web page where you'll find the details of this mobile application development course. And in this course we'll talk about UI interface, user interface. We'll talk about everything related to the app development process, and also we are going to tell you how can you make multi-screen applications by also how you can make your user interfaces of mobile applications more interactive by adding coding to it. Right, if you'll come down over here in this page, you'll find this tab over here. Click on this button, and automatically a new tab is going to open up on your browser, on which you'll see a PDF file. So in this PDF file you'll find all the 18 topics that will be covered in the online coding classes which we guys will provide you in this course. Right, so these are the 18 topics. Okay, so we'll start from the scratch, and gradually we'll move towards understanding the core concepts of coding. Right, so these are the 18 topics about which you will be guided, and this course has gained so much popularity today. Daily we are getting registrations in bulk. So seats are limited for this course. If you really want to pursue this course, you are interested in learning mobile application development, then just go for it. And let me tell you the main feature of this course which has made it very popular today. It's because of this affordable pricing we have kept for this course. Right, so if you want to avail this seat, if you want to book your seat for your course, do check out this web page, log in and register yourself for this course. Our executive team will get in touch with you. If you have any queries related to it, you can put those queries in the comment section, and also you can get in touch. You can take help of our executive department for getting your queries resolved. Besides this, I would like to tell you about this championship which is going to happen very soon on our channel. So it's based on DSA, okay, data structure and algorithm. If you want to learn DSA, that too free of cost, so it's a golden chance for you guys to win the 100% scholarship when you'll come on my channel over here. So you'll see this banner. Right, so we'll provide you if you win this contest. So it's a contest which is going to happen, and you can register yourself for this contest. You can click on this register now, and you can get yourself registered for this course. Once you're done with that, you will have to take a test, and if you pass, if you'll manage to score good marks in the test, definitely you will get 100% scholarship from our side. And in this scholarship we'll teach you about DSA. Right, so if you want to learn DSA, go ahead and register yourself for this championship which is going to happen in between 7th of August to 14th of August. Right, if you have any queries related to this championship, you can put those queries also in the comment section so that our team can see it and resolve your queries and give the answer to your queries. Let's now dive into the Tinkercad platform. So today, as I've already told you, we are going to talk about flex sensor. We will learn how can we use flex sensor for creating a complete circuit, and how can we define the coding for the flex sensor on Tinkercad. So how to access the platform? The students who are new on this platform, right? So let me tell you, if you don't know about this platform, you need to know the basics first. And how you will come to know about the basics? You can check out the very first tutorial which I showed for this platform, in which I discussed about how can we create account on this platform, and how can we what are the different elements we need to know about for working on this platform. So the complete interface was discussed in that tutorial, and taught I taught about each and every component which is there present on the interface. Now how to access that interface on which you can create virtual circuits? You can hit this circuits option, click this create new button. Automatically you will be redirected on this virtual platform where on which you can create virtual circuits, and also you can define block based coding for the circuit, right? So if you want to learn the basic things, because once you are aware, once you know the basics, definitely it will be easy for you guys to understand the advanced concepts that we are currently learning. Fine. So in that very first lecture, I taught the students about these tools which are getting reflected right on the top over here in this menu bar. Then we talked about these tools, these options which are there present in the right side of this window, right on the top over here. Okay, so we talked about each and every tool which we can use on this platform. If you don't know about these tools, please go ahead and check out the very first tutorial. Definitely it is going to be very beneficial for you. Now the circuit that we are going to design today, for that we'll be using the Arduino Uno R3 board, right? In place of microbit, we'll be using Arduino Uno R3 board. So how can we pull that over here in this navigation pane? So we have to first change this basic to all, right? Let me do it. So we can switch it, we can change it to all like this, and here we can simply type Arduino. That's the chip that we will use today. So Arduino Uno R3 board it is. Besides this, we need a resistor for keeping a check on the current flowing through the circuit. So that's the one I'm putting it over here, and let's pull a flex sensor. Okay, so I am putting it over here. Good. So these are the three components that we'll use today. Now let's make the connections. So what we have to do, we can first connect the second terminal of this flex sensor with this terminal 2 of this resistor. So I'm going to make use of this green color wire for connecting this terminal with the terminal of resistor like this, right? And after this, what we can do, we need to connect this terminal with the 5-volt pin of this Arduino. Remember this thing, because from this terminal only we are going to give the power to this flex sensor. So red I'm using, and here I go, I am connecting it to this terminal 1, right? Now the second thing that we need to do is we need to connect this particular wire to this analog pin also. That's how you need to make the connections. So I'm selecting this green wire, and let me take this pin from here, and I am going to so I'm connecting it to terminal 2 like this, right? And then now we are left with this terminal 1 of this flex sensor. So to which pin we need to connect this terminal 1 to? So because we have already connected one pin of this flex sensor to this 5-volt pin of the Arduino Uno R3 board, so the next pin, the second pin, we need to connect it to the ground pin of Arduino Uno R3 board. So I'm using this black wire, and let's connect this ground pin with this pin number 1 of our flex sensor. So that's how you can make a complete circuit, and that's the way you need to connect this flex sensor to this Arduino Uno R3 board. I hope the connection is clear to every one of you. If you have any queries related to the connection, please put it in the chat box so that I can see the query related to this and I can resolve that by answering the same. Okay, just a second. Priyansh Srivastav, hello dear, I hope you are enjoying this lecture. Thank you very much for joining me at this time in this tutorial. Don't forget to like and share this video please, so as to make it reach to the maximum students possible, so that they can also come and enjoy these free online coding classes which we guys are providing on our channel. And thank you very much for all the efforts, all the things, all the the way you are liking the videos. Thank you very much for that. All your support is very much required, students. So the code which is available to us over here in this workspace, we need to eliminate that first. And today, in place of block based coding, we are going to make use of text based coding, right? We will make use of text based coding. Fine. Now the first thing that we need to do is we need to define a variable. So constant, and then it's an integer type of variable that I would like to define, and let's use this variable pin. Okay, so as you guys know, I connected that pin of flex to this analog pin A0. That's the reason I assigned it this A0 value, right? Okay, because pin A0 we have connected for it's for reading the analog input. Now let's declare another variable. So int, let's make use of v. So that's the second variable I have declared over here. Now we need to make use of the serial communication. Flex sensor is used for measuring the deflection. Okay, so we need to now start or you can say begin the serial communication. And how can we begin a serial communication? So serial dot begin, that's the property we can use, and after this we can simply put a value inside it. So I'm passing this value 9600. Now what we have to do, we have to put this whole thing inside this setup. So that's how you can set up your circuit. Serial dot begin, and after that you can put this value 9600, put a semicolon so that to terminate the line. We don't want this, so I'm eliminating this for now. Okay, I don't want this also. Fine. Okay, now we need to define the required code over here inside the loop, the code which we would like this interface to repeat for us, right? So v is equals to let's say analog I would like to read the what's the name of the variable I defined over here. It's pin, right? So I would like to read the analog value for a naught, so I can put this pin over here, this pin variable, right? Then we can make use of this serial dot for printing anything. So that's the function print ln you can use. So we can print the value like this, right? So whatever the value of v will be, it will be printed in the serial monitor. Now the serial helps us in accessing the serial monitor, right? And after that we can put a semicolon, then v is equals to, let's map the values now. So v comma, right, and after that let's make it 700, and randomly I'm giving some values, 0 and then 255, right? So it is, what is this code going to do for us? It is going to read and save the analog value. It is going to print for us the value, and it is going to, this code over here is going to map the values to 0 to 255. Then we need to send the PWM value, sorry. So what we can do, we can simply make use of analog write. If you haven't seen my previous lectures, do check them out so that you can understand these advanced things easily, right? So that's how we can write the value, and let's pass a delay of 100 milliseconds. I think that will be enough. Right, now let me see what's the output we'll get if we'll run the simulation. So when you'll start the simulation, why am I getting this error? I have to check it out, just a second. In function void loop, lead pin was not declared in this. Okay, what is the error saying? So it is saying that we have not declared no problem, we'll fix it. So analog pin it is, and then instead of, okay, here we have to use this pin, not lead pin, because that's the variable I've declared over here. Let me now start the simulation process and see whether this time we'll get an error or not. Okay, so it's working fine, right? And if I'll check the serial monitor over here, I'm getting the output, right? So it is working perfectly fine. Now what we can do, let's try to change the value of this flex sensor. So the flex sensor is working fine. I hope you have understood the code also. No problem if you haven't understood it, I will explain it to you again. Let me first tell you about the connection. So what I did, I connected this terminal 1 of flex sensor with this ground pin of Arduino Uno R3 board. Then I connected this 5 volt to this 5 volt pin of Arduino Uno R3 board with this resistor, which is then the second terminal, the other terminal of which is then connected with this second terminal of flex sensor. Then this A0 analog pin of this Arduino Uno R3 board we have connected to this resistor, right? So that's how we connected this flex sensor with this Arduino Uno R3 board. Now we have made use of this text based coding for getting the output. So we declared two variables first. To this variable we have assigned it with this value A0. Why? Because we connected this terminal 2 of flex with this A0, right? We connected it to this A0 analog pin. So for reading the analog pin, we have made use of this pin variable. We defined another variable v over here for fetching the value and printing it. Now here what we have done, we have saved the analog, for beginning the serial communication, So that's the function, that's the property we have used, serial.begin. And after that, inside this loop, we made use of this variable v first, which we declared over here for reading the analog pin value. Then serial.println is going to print for us these values. You know, these values which you are able to see over here in this serial monitor, it is coming from this code, right? It is coming through, these are coming through this code over here. Then we have this v is equal to map, so it is going to map all the values, and finally this will give us the output again, analog write pin v. We have passed a delay also of 100 milliseconds. Now if I'll run the simulation, so you know, here you'll see this value. So I can change the value like this. Right, so that's how you can change the temperature value of this flex sensor. Fine. If you will change this value from 700 to, let's say, 400, and if you'll run this simulation now, let's see what is going to happen. So as you can see, the value changed. You know, earlier in the beginning we were able to see some other value, see 022. Let me run this simulation one more time. So it's 900, and after that it has become constant, that is 1021. Fine. So that's how you can you know, get the output from this flex sensor. It is used for measuring the what we call it, disturbance. Fine. It is used for measuring the deflection. Remember this thing. So I hope it is clear to every one of you. Let me check the comment section and see if I have anything to answer. So basically in this lecture we learnt about how can we make use of flex sensor, right? How can we connect it to a Arduino Uno R3 board, and what's the code, what are the different functions we need to keep in our mind when we are working on this flex sensor. In order to make it function, you can make use of these simple codes, right? Let me just enlarge the size of the screen so that the codes can be more visible to you guys. Can I do that? Let me see if I can do that. Just give me a short moment. If I'll press Control plus, okay, I'm not able to do that, really sorry. Fine, so that's the code. So this is it from my side in this lecture. Hope you guys enjoyed this one a lot. Thank you very much for being there with me in this tutorial. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye everyone.